Good morning, big family. I actually don't quite know what I'm doing today. Sometimes you have those days where you're just like, you have an idea of what you want to get done, but you're like, I've done all this and I've done all this, and you're kind of like marking things off in your head, and this is done and this is done. And I have an idea of how productive I want to be today, but I don't know how to go about it. I'm like, I would like to get this certain thing done, but I need Wes to do that, or I need him to help me with that, or I'd like to do this, but they're closed today. Okay. And everything that you think of that you want to get done today, it's like there's something blocking it. It's like there's a roadblock in front of everything that I had tried to accomplish today. So I don't want to say stuck, but I'm like, okay, so I'm having one of those days where I don't feel very useful and I don't feel very productive. Okay. I mean, I've already cleaned the house. The kids don't need me. I could work on my potager some more. I mean, it's really hot and I don't really particularly want to go out inside and sweat today. I know it's rare for me. I know. It's really rare to not want to go outside and sweat and work and do physical labor. But it's the truth. Today I'm like, do I really want to go outside in that blazing sun? Hi, y'all. Wes comes and checks on me now and then when he gets off a meeting or something, or comes out of his little cave from being in the office. You have to eat something, honey. Make sure you ate a breakfast or a brunch or something.
I don't require sustenance.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I survive on Mountain Dew.
I beg to differ.
Dew from the mountain. It's all natural.
No, that is not all natural. So I can't go out and burn things. I was kind of wanting to light up piles outside and burn things, but I can't really do that because the wood isn't dry enough. It's all green. All the wood is still green. It's still got some leaves hanging on some of those branches. So that stuff's not ready to be burned. And I'm just going to be spinning my tires for nothing. I'm going to have to reburn those piles anyway if I try right now, because they'll just smoke a lot and it won't actually burn. I do have some things that I could pot up today. I do have some plant starts that are getting too big for their little tiny cells. The plants are big enough to be up potted now, and they really do need it. So I could go outside and up pot. But again, I'm just kind of having a day where I don't know if I'm feeling the outside work. I just don't think I want to go sweat in the heat very much today. So I'll go outside for a short time and try it. But if I'm just really over it and not feeling it, I think I might just come inside and find something else to do. But I'm out of options. The only thing I can think of to occupy myself with today is knitting and watching TV. And then I feel like a bum. You guys ever have those moments where you feel like a bum, where you feel like you can't sit down and just take the whole day to sit on your butt and do nothing? You have to be productive today. You can't just be a slug, because there's so much out there that's hanging out there that's waiting to be done. Hey, Miles. Shirtless Miles. Go do your math, silly. So I feel like I need to get something done. Just can't think of anything. I do have 2 more goats that need their hooves done. Sarah will help me with that, but that'll take 10 minutes and then that's over with. Yeah, I'm having one of those days where I'm just anything that I would try to do today would just be not useful, not helpful. I'd be spinning my tires and Wes is going to go measure the frame of that thing that we're going to use for a temporary chicken coop, a chicken house. We're going to manufacture a chicken house to get them out on the grass and get them some sun and let them free range. He is going to go measure that when he gets his lunch break here in a little bit. In about an hour, he's going to take a lunch break and get out there with the measuring tape. As soon as he gets me the measurements, he can send me to town on an errand to go get the materials, and I can buy the materials for the chicken coop. So that's something. That's something good and fun. Love buying materials and spending money. We all love doing that, don't we? Yeah, so I'm trying to find the usefulness in this day, and I'm struggling to find it. I know we all have those days, I know, but I'm just feeling like I'm like the little kid that's sitting there bored, and the parents didn't give them anything constructive to do, so they're just sitting there waiting and like tapping their toes and beating on things and just waiting and sighing and hoeing and humming because they're just bored. And I guess that's what I'm facing. I'm just like, what do I do with my day? I'm gonna figure it out. I'm going to actively search for something to fill my time and fill my day that can actually be productive and useful on this homestead, something that can be done today, that won't get in the way of anything, doesn't take anybody else to do it with me, and it won't be useless or just spinning my tires to do it, something that's going to be productive and helpful, and something fun that I'm going to want to do instead of just suffering through something that I really don't want to do. I'm going to figure it out. I'll be back. Okay, I'm outside. I made it outside, give myself some sunshine and some pep a little bit. It's not too overbearingly bright right now. Sun's hiding behind some clouds. I like that. We got some dark clouds rolling over. I actually like the overcast. So we're doing good. I think I just kind of like slept too hard last night. I had a really good sleep, like a really good sleep. And I think that's why I'm feeling so floppy and blah today. I think is because I just kind of slept too good and I didn't want to get up, and now I'm like, oh. And that's why I'm slow to start today and sluggish. So I think I just need to exercise or something and get myself pumped and going. But I did want to show you guys this one thing while I'm out here. I think I need to put like a plant identifier app on my phone or something. I think I'm gonna have to get one of those or figure out how to work one of those, because there are several plants popping up on our home. Can't talk today. Several plants popping up on our homestead in this lovely spring that has already sprung on us, and I don't know what they are. There's lots of plants that I would love to know what they are. They're beautiful or they're interesting, and I can't identify them. So I'm going to get like a plant identifier app or something to help me out, and this is one of them. I told you all this in the last video, or I showed it to you, that my son had brought me this flower, and I didn't know what it was. If any of y'all know what it is, please tell me. This thing that is growing, it's growing like all over here in this area that we had a plan for, that we're going to do something special with. But this was not here before the spring. Like, I didn't see these buds. I didn't even know this was a flowering shrub or something. But these are amazing. These are beautiful. They're fragrant. They're lovely. This is really pretty. And this is something we probably want to keep or propagate, or, not dig up and kill on our homestead. So I don't know what it is, but if any of y'all do, please let me know. Please tell me, because it's lovely. Wes and I both like this. There's also a bunch of perennial flowers that I found coming up everywhere, that I found out from talking to someone who knew the people who owned this property before us. Their aunt, I think it was the wife's aunt, was the one who owned the property first. So her elderly aunt, she was an avid gardener, and she had planted all these perennial flowers that you see coming up everywhere. And she had made a garden out of this place, and like, we're finding flowers everywhere. And I know now that we have her to thank for that. So I'm anxious to see like what kind of colors and what lovely flowers spring up out of all this. I'm glad we didn't, mess all this up or dig all these perennial flowers up. I know we had to move some and dig some, but they're everywhere, y'all. They're all over the property. You'll see perennial flowers just coming up randomly. So she must have gardened this whole property here. She must have made it lovely at one point. As we go further out here past the old 100-year-old magnolia tree, you'll see some more out here that Wes actually found, along with all these beautiful azalea bushes, of course. Different breeds of azaleas that have just sprung up out of nowhere. This is an interesting one. I've never seen this kind of azalea before. I've seen all the regular azaleas, but this is some type of azalea. It's like a small azalea. It's a little, kind of like there's roses and tea roses, right? And little roses. This is like a little tea azalea or something. And all the pollinators love it. All the bees are going crazy for it. This is a beautiful bush, and there's multiple of them over there. So she sure did plant some azaleas. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, these are some sort of wild daffodil. I don't know. I'm not good at my perennial flowers, y'all. I don't know the names, but this is a perennial flower because it's planted in rows all over here, like specifically an intentional planted rows of all these perennial flowers that are now just starting to bloom and come up just everywhere. And like, I can picture what she had in mind. I can see the thought pattern of all the beauty that she wanted to bring to this place. And then as we go down the hill and cross over the driveway, y'all can already see it, I'm sure. Do you see all that color? Do y'all see all those azaleas? We've got everything from peach to blush to pink to white and every color in between. It's all just beautiful. I mean, the color really is beautiful. And Wes and I were, I don't know, we're of two minds on it. We're like, do we keep this whole wall of azaleas here? I don't know. I don't think we will, because number one, we don't like azaleas. They're beautiful right now, of course. They're beautiful for that one small time of their life, and the rest of the time they're ugly. They're just this shrubbery that doesn't bloom. It's just all spindly and scraggly, and it doesn't do anything for the rest of the year. But number two, it's poisonous to our animals. If our goats should ever get out of their fencing or break out or run over here and eat these, they would die. It would kill them. So we don't really want this line of azaleas. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna post on Facebook or something for somebody to come get them if they want them, come dig them up if they want them. So maybe they can go bless someone else's life. I don't know. But we have an idea of what we do want on that line. We have lots of ideas. So some of these beautiful perennial flowers I'd like to keep and propagate and use that lady's idea, her idea of what her home was and how beautiful she tried to make it. I want to take that and kind of, you know, carry on that in honor of her and kind of carry on that memory and continue doing her work. You know, sometimes I want to carry on what she started and use some of her perennial flowers and put them elsewhere on our homestead. But then the other things that she put in, like several azalea bushes everywhere and a few camellia bushes too, are gonna have to go, because in order to incorporate our dream and our idea of what we want our home to be now, we're gonna have to tweak her dream. We're trying to combine the two and work together from combining the past and the future and trying to make those mesh and see eye to eye. But there are some things that are just gonna have to go. And you know, our dream is not her dream and her dream was not ours, but it can have sort of a same theme there. It can have a connecting theme. And some things I loved about her ideas and her dreams. There's one more thing that is running wild on our property, and it's everywhere. I'm just finding it literally everywhere, and that is wild blackberries. This property has no shortage of wild blackberries. Exhibit A, wild blackberries are climbing this tree, literally, surrounding this tree and trying to climb it. Flowers all over it. The blackberry flowers are in full bloom. Exhibit B, people, is all this spot right here where we found all those bricks and where we tore up all those bushes. The blackberries have just sprung up out of the earth, it seems, and just covered this spot. Exhibit C, out here on what's used to be our potato bed, going to soon be our big greenhouse spot, right here in front of the blueberries, I found more wild blackberries. And they're just crawling all over the ground, y'all. They're just everywhere, literally everywhere. You just walk through the property and you randomly just see them. We're just gonna be picking wild blackberries soon. Oh, I get a delicious, tasty treat today, y'all. Oh, I get a nice surprise today. Yes, indeed. Oh, that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. So good. Nothing like fresh spring strawberries. Is there anything better? Y'all, I didn't realize we had this many different kinds of mint. I up-potted them, I know I did, but I guess I didn't realize how many. But this is lemon balm, so that's not, it's in the mint family, but that's not really mint, but lots of lemon balm. But this one is orange mint. That's Miles's mint that he was so proud of getting from Petals from the Past. And this one is apple mint, and it smells like apple too. It's really good. And then this one is peppermint, true real peppermint from Petals. So apple mint, orange mint, peppermint, lemon balm. Oh, and that smells like lemon too. It's got that fresh citrus smell. That is a heavenly combination. Like, I love all of our mint. Gonna have to keep it contained so it doesn't take over the garden, obviously, but I love all the different kinds of mint we have.